If you were to list the players who push Rocket League's skill ceiling forward the most, practically all of them are some of the game's most iconic names of all time. Kronovi, Cookster97, K-Dop, Squishy, Justin, even modern names like Zen and Drali. The meta may move on, but time will never forget just how impactful they were towards pushing Rocket League's skill ceiling. Yet when it comes to Deevo, while he's undoubtedly a name who did so much to define what greatness in Rocket League is, he's equally a name whose status hasn't stood the test of time. His impact, while its existence is acknowledged, it doesn't carry the aura it should. And given his silent retirement from RLEsports in 2023, Deevo never really got a proper send-off. So I worry the modern fan is underwhelmed at his supposed impact on RLEsports when looking back in hindsight. But trust me, Deevo truly defined Rocket League esports in a sense. We're going to look at 3 goals from the man himself and break down what exactly they meant for Rocket League esports. First up, even if you're the most casual new fan to the RLCS, you probably know this one. It's the double tap. Look, we've all seen the double tap, but what's the lore behind it? Well, by the time RLCS Season 3 had rolled around, Deevo had developed the double tap as his signature move. A self-serving pass off your opponent's backboard while remaining airborne to give you a preferential shooting angle. This was equally spectacular and difficult to both execute and defend, yet Deevo made it look trivial. Quite famously, in the grand finals of the Season 3 World Championship, to that point one of the best defensive matches of all time, Deevo at the click of his fingers delivered on the biggest stage of them all.
Not really sure who's going to go for the clears. Deevo looks for the pressure. Open net. Can he double tap this in? Oh my goodness! The Oceania region named that move after this player, and look at him perform here on the world stage.
Reading Fairy Peaks first touch. What is that?
Now, this is a good shot. Let's not deny that. But some people might look at this and think, is that it? Maybe you believe this was an era of plumbers and cavemen and you're not that impressed. And look, other people had scored double taps at that point. But what made it Deevo's trademark is he scored doubles in the RLCS as often as the rest of the field combined. Here he is closing out Game 3 overtime versus Cownose.
Northern Gaming looking for that one single golden goal to tie them up.
Oh my!
Here he is clipping on the reigning world champions flipside
2 left
tactics.
to go. Such slow defensive play from both these teams. Again, the win of this series sends you straight to Los Angeles. So there's everything on the line, and Deevo uncontested on this backboard.
It's not that he was the only person who could do it, but he could and did do it with absurd consistency. So when he produced the goods on Urban Central in the RLCS Grand Finals, you could say he hit his signature shot.
The Oceania region named that move after this player, and look at him perform here on the world stage.
As you may have heard, the Oceanic region named that move after him. Yes, for a while in 2017, double taps were actually called Deevos. But let's be real, they became so commonplace that the name double tap or double touch quickly rose to prominence anyways. Fear not, however, as 1 year later, again at the World Championship, Deevo would nail a shot so unique, it quite literally to this day is called the Deevo shot. RLCS Season 5's World Championship took place at the Copper Box Arena in London, and bear witness to the greatest goal of all time, ×3. There was obviously the shot, scored by Justin, Oh My Garrett on Wasteland, and what we're about to talk about from Deevo. See, even in defeat, even in spite of Justin's land debut, Devo stole the headlines versus NRG with one of the most unique Rocket League goals of all time, as he scored this.
Taking the bait, Devo up high. That is going to drop down fire, but it will not be there. Devo with an incredible double tap. Are you kidding me, Devo? Is he back? Is he back, Lola?
I had so many questions about Devo, but a shot like that off the backboard? Wow.
It wasn't a scoreable position. It shouldn't have been a scoreable position. Devo's initial touch had only sent the ball towards the ceiling, while he landed backwards on Energy's own backboard to recover, which is not a goal-scoring position. But as he realized the ball was going to roll directly down the very backboard he occupied, the gears started turning in his head. One jump would not only clear a lane for the ball to roll directly down in front of NRG's goal, but the momentum would also propel Devo off the backboard and leave him hovering in front of NRG's goal. Once the ball fell to where Devo previously resided, in this case underneath his car, a second dodge would give Devo a truly dynamic goal. This one, quite literally, is called a Devo goal. Or at the very least, future imitations have been described as Devo-esque. Because how else can you describe it? Upside down ceiling drop inverted dish? Nah, that's a Devo goal. It's just incredible. It's a goal that requires elite heads-up thinking and an ingenious understanding of the game's core mechanics. And it's a goal that truly holds up to this day as one of a kind. The last goal we're going to talk about isn't one Devo technically scored, but that's okay. Some goals are defined by the assist that might as well have been a goal anyways. A prime example is Squishy Muffin's flip reset versus Dignitas in the RLEsports Season 6 World Championship Grand Finals. This effort and his earlier actual goal scored versus Weedham Girls are synonymous with the origin of the flip reset in the RLCS. Some flat out think these were the first flip reset goals in RLCS history, but that's not true. Because before that, before the iconic Devo goal at London, or the legendary double tap, the man, the myth, the legend himself actually executed the first flip reset to a goal in RLCS history. As Devo and Northern Gaming ran the lower bracket en route to their world title in Season 3, the Leftovers opposed them in their top 4 match. Up 2-0 in the best of 5, but down 2-0 in Game 3, the Leftovers seemed to be finding their way back into the match, as they typically did. It would take something never seen before to throw them off, and that's exactly what happened.
Saved again.
Sicky is a beast in defense right now. Almost enough Devo. Gets a touch to Turbo. What? On the goal line.
Put it in.
Finally finishes it off, but can we give credit to Devo? What a pass.
What a touch indeed.
What even is that?
Turbo not able to get it. I think he was surprised as well, but everybody rotating back in, sending the house.
It was so shocking. The casters didn't even realize what exactly had happened, but Eagle Eye viewers had caught on. With Devo connecting all 4 wheels of his car on the ball surface, as if it were the floor or wall or any other surface, Devo regained his dodge in the air. He reset his flip. And upon doing this, he hovered in the air just long enough so that when the ball came back to him, he could flip back into it, knock it over the defense, and allow Remco to score. Looking at Sicky's POV, he didn't have a clue that was even possible. Devo had been airborne for so long, most figured his flip had elapsed. And to be fair, there is a theory that Devo didn't intend for this to happen either. That potentially the first flip reset goal in RLCS was a complete accident. Maybe he just pressed the jump button hoping something would happen. Although in my opinion, while he didn't initially go for the ball aiming for a flip reset, once he got the reset, that flip timing, while not efficient, was way too deliberate to be an accident. And who is anyone to doubt the unrivaled genius of Deevo at his brilliant best? In spite of only winning just one LAN and only being a truly world-class player for just 1 year, Deevo is undeniably one of the greatest Rocket League players of all time. Not top 10 all time, but he was truly a revolutionary, and one whose peak is absolutely one of the best Rocket League has or will ever see. The meta will continue to advance, new names will come and go, but few, if any, will ever define Rocket League esports just like Deevo.
Here is Deevo, will set himself up. That's wonderful! Deevo, a world champion, but a world-class finish against Guild.